Good morning everyone and welcome to day 2 in Caledon. We had a bit of a late start to the morning as when I woke up I still felt pretty exhausted, so I decided to go back to bed, and as a result we're having a bit of a late start to the morning. But now I'm walking through this sort of back corridor to go find some breakfast before getting started, and while we're having breakfast just gonna again revise through some pre-flop charts and ensure that we are the most ready possible for the day 2 ground. Some pretty disappointing breakfast options, to be honest. So we just had, as you saw, 4 eggs and some toast. Gonna make our way back into the poker room now for the unbagging and start of day 2.
Of course, not as against everything I've ever stood for.
So first break of the day, and so far the day has gone utterly horrific. Just extremely tilting. I mean, we've got a true whale of all whales on our table, and he just keeps getting there every hand. Just limp calls 100% of hands and just keeps getting there. Nothing seems to be working. We have no momentum, but we remain positive. It's still early days. You still got somewhat of a reasonable amount of chips to play with. The very, very last hand before the break, this so-called whale limps under the gun. I make it 4.5 with ace king. He snap calls. Flop comes ace 10 7. He checks. I bet 3.5. He calls. Turn 10 goes check check. It's obviously a terrible card for me, as I think he has a lot of these just random offsuit 10s in his hand, more so than aces, which I block. River's a brick and he fires out 6,200. Of course I call because he can still have a ton of bluffs, and he has 10-9 off. So that's kind of a summary of how the day's been going. But I do have one hand breakdown which we can go through now. So blinds are 400, 800. Under the gun limps for 800. Under the gun +1 raises to 1,600. Of course, way too small of an arso. The whale at our table genuinely misclicks to 5,100, where he definitely intended to just call. And I looked down at pocket 5s on the button, and thought about my options for a while, and I felt that I might be able to squeeze out the whale, who is now pretty much dead money with those extra trips. Under the gun and under the gun +1, in my opinion, look very weak with their sizings. So I decide to squeeze up again to 15,600. Under the gun and +1 fold, and the whale snap calls. Of course, in retrospect, probably is a mistake, realizing that I have 0 fold equity no matter what he has. The flop came queen 10 7 rainbow. He checked, and I think here's where my first mistake, or possibly second mistake, occurred. The whale had an SPR of about 1, and on this board with exceptionally low playability and against a very, very wide range, I think the right move would have been to just shove. Deny all the equity I can. Really, he is very capped at having a super strong hand on this board, such as a set, except for maybe 7s, because he would have raised those pre. And I think I can just push my superior range and nut advantage on this board and just get him to fold out all his equity. I didn't do that though. I bet 12,000. He called. Turn was a jack and he donk shoved. Of course, extremely frustrating and, in theory, a nonsensical move completely. I tanked for a while and folded, and I would like for you guys to tell me what you think he had. Let me know in the comments, and whoever is right or gets close enough is gonna get a special prize. Do your best to suss it out. I'll say the only hint I'll give is that it is exceptionally unconventional. We've got a short break now. Gonna just relax, meditate, and look forward to grinding out the rest of the session. I just want an 8. I'm greedy. Well, that lasted precisely 1 hand. Got back from the break in the big blind, went open, small blind called. I defended the big blind with queen 8 off. Flop came queen 3-3 with 2 diamonds. I had the 8 of diamonds. Checked to the initial raiser, who c-bet 5,200. Small blind called, and I decided to check shove for 23,000-ish. Which I think with that few big blinds, it's very pretty straightforward to get it on the flop. Initial raiser called, small blind folded, and unfortunately we were up against queen jack, so we were dominated. Didn't get there, and we are now busto. So gonna go look for some food and then check out these natural mineral rich hot springs. So we're here at the natural hot springs. There are multiple layers of sort of pools that people can go into, but I walked straight to the top, to what's called the top pool, and it's the hottest and most likely the most mineral rich, as well as I don't have the residue of other people bathing above me. Gonna come here, no one here, and gonna hop in and see what it feels like. So we got into the top pool, and as you can probably see from my body, it is not warm, it is hot. You can see the smoke, rather the steam bellowing. It is really hot. You can't stay in here for too long, but it is unbelievable. The view is incredible. And it's a good way to decompress from busting a main event. Okay, so we came over here to the Black Sheep Diner for a late lunch with a beautiful view. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's going to be any more poker for the day, but we have got a very big rugby match on. It is South Africa versus our arch rivals New Zealand, playing in Cape Town. So they're giving us, or the players, an extended dinner break to watch the game. We're going to be chilling here at the bar, order a couple of beers, watch the rugby, and just relax. Red card, Papa! So at least we've got a bit of a change of pace for food option for tonight. ShuffleUp has generously provided all the players here with a beautiful braai, this unbelievable scene in the background. So we came here, there's already a queue lined up for the braai. Gonna get some food here and continue to watch rugby. Following South Africa's dominating victory against the All Blacks, I came back here into the poker room, and the turbo is starting in 45 minutes. Everyone is begging me to play. Obviously that makes me feel like the fish of the table, but it looks like I'm gonna hop in. It's a 2.5 grand buy-in, 15-minute blind levels, which is obviously extremely quick, but seem to have worked out for us in that satellite, so hopefully we can continue to run good in the turbo stuff, and maybe we can go for a cash here. Good luck, David. Okay, we're just getting seated in the turbo. It's 2.5k buy-in, 2.5k add-on. Starting stack is 50,000, and I think we're going to start with blinds of 100, 200.
Soaks in, eh? Someone must do it straight away.
7 as 4. Turn.
Ooh.
River. 8. making eye blush.
We got the first break of the day from the turbo. Starting stack is 50k. We've got 62.5. Pretty fun and soft table. I can definitely see some major exploits that I'm able to take. The cards just need to comply a bit. It's pretty funny. I triple barrel bluffed someone with deuces on just a favorable board run out, where the board ran out 4 to Broadway, and I knew I could get him off pretty much anything except for Broadway, and it worked. But now we're going to take the add-on. So the add-on's another 2,500 for an extra 100k in chips, which we definitely need, and then we proceed with the rest of the knot. Okay, 3-way all in. We have fives up against ace king and ace 8.
Oh my god.
So that is a wrap on day 2. We bagged massive for the turbo, bagged 535k, which I am pretty confident is the chip lead. I'll just have to wait for ShuffleUp to post the stacks later on tonight. Overall, very happy with the way I played. Obviously ran extremely well, especially with those fives hand. The way that the action went, I'm pretty proud of myself for what I did. We were playing 6-handed. I opened under the gun with fives, button 3-bet, small blind cold called, and big blind cold called. And with fives, it's not a great hand to play sub like 30 BBs, 25 BBs, whatever I had. So I thought that the cold calls were exceptionally weak and dead money, and I really only had to worry about the button having a stronger range than me. I also thought that it was very likely that between the three of them, they were blocking each other's overcard outs, like ace king, and someone had king queen, things like that. So I decided to 4-bet rip, and to my absolute surprise, button and small blind called. We were up against ace king and ace 8. Flopping a set, obviously very hard to lose. They did have a draw to a wheel, but we held. And then the huge suck out, putting someone in with 10s versus their kings and just 10 in the window. Hopefully the run good can continue tomorrow, and we can close out for our first live title. Hopefully. That's all for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.